Alrighty folks, so today we're going to work on trying to get our hay bales picked up out of the field here. There's like 15 or 20 of them down here, I think. So we're just going to grab these up. We got the forks on the skid steer. I think I'm just going to stack them up beside the old ones over there. And then as you can see, there's still some little windrows up here. This is all junk at this point. Like I think I said in the video where we were making hay, it got so dry that it was breaking up and it wasn't pulling into the baler real well. So what I'm going to try doing is I've got the brush grapple over here, and I'm going to see if I can just kind of run up the windrows and collect. If I can get most of it, that'll be good enough. Get all that picked up, so again, that's not killing off the grass around here. And then I guess I'll pile it off to the side somewhere. I'm not sure. Alright, so in case you weren't counting, that was, well, 16 bales. 2 of those were partial bales from when I broke the 2 shear bolts. So those were, we'll count those together as one full bale. So 15 bales total, and that's not including the 3 that we took off earlier when we were doing the test cut. And test baling, which didn't really prove anything as we found out later on. So 18 bales total, and of course we've got some loss up in here along with the bales that kind of fell apart at the end when we were trying to get that really dry hay. So I don't know, maybe another 4 or 5 bales worth here that we didn't get. But either way, it's a whole lot better than last year when I had all those issues trying to get the hay up, and a lot of it got just broken all to pieces and never managed to get baled up. So we're doing better than last year. But anyway, I've got the brush grapple on the skid steer, and we're losing light here, but I want to see if I can possibly use that to clean up some of these windrows on the hill. All right, well, there seems to be a pretty clear way in how we need to do this. I think, as you could probably just see, I tried just going at it with the brush grapple, and after getting several inches of rain on it, these windrows they're really matted down, and it's just, for some reason, it's not able to really get underneath those the windrows and kind of lift the hay up and crumple it up and get a big ball of it so I can pick it up and carry it off to the pile over there. So what I ended up doing was grabbing the tractor, running over it with the rake. That was, with all those little tiny tines, they were able to grab down in there and roll that windrow over, and that got it more up on top of the grass instead of being matted down in it. And then it picked up really nice with the brush grapple. Problem is, well, there's a couple problems. We're almost out of light. It's getting pretty dark here, and the second is that the tractor's almost out of gas. So I'll have to come back over here tomorrow morning with a can of gas, fill the Massey Ferguson up. We can go over, we'll flip all these windrows over, and then we can go through with the skid steer and get them all picked up, get them all piled off to the side there, and we'll have this field cleaned up. Alrighty, well, I'd say that's probably 90–95% of what we had left out here for loose on-baled hay. It's not worth trying to get the other 5 or 10% because it's so spread out over the rest of the field. I mean, you got little bits and pieces like that around, and it's just, it would take way too long and too much effort to try getting the last of that cleaned up. But the worst of it's up, and you can see, like, that's where, I think that was one of the bales they got. It was at the end that wasn't wanting to feed. It was getting too dry, so it was kind of spread out over that whole area. And you can see it was starting to kill the grass off already, and it's only been like a week, I think. So that was a good project to get cleaned up here and get that off the grass so that it can start growing again and hopefully get in a second cut later on this year. So now we're gonna grab the forks with the skid steer, and we're gonna head on back to the back pasture and get those bales moved off to the side for those. And I think we're just gonna leave them back there for now. I don't know if I really want to try bringing them down here, and I don't really see that it makes a difference whether they sit outside up there or sit outside down here, and leaving them up there is a whole lot easier. I'm sure there's nothing sketchy at all about carrying the forks in the brush grapple like this. Alrighty folks, well, we got another 4.5, I guess, bales back here, and I'm not really sure the best place to put them, but I think I'll just kind of line them up right along this fence right over here, and that'll get them out of the way. And if I have to move them again later, that's just the way it goes. Alrighty folks, well, that's all we're going to be working on for today. In another video or two, we'll be back up here into the back pasture doing some more work, trying to get things cleaned up and looking a little bit nicer back here, but we'll save that for next time. So that's going to be it for today. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.